Good evening from Richmond, Virginia. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer for another installation of Pro16 basketball. This time on the 16U side of things, we have TME Pro16 16U teeing off against Team Ish Pro16 16U. Tyler, these are two teams very, very high level. Both of them undefeated in their pool thus far, 1-0, looking to go undefeated to end day number 2. And Tyler, out of these two teams, starting off with TME, what do you see out of them?
Well, when you're looking at TME 16U, you can't look much further than Aaron Britt Jr., the 5'11 guard out of Village Charter High School in Florida, ranked 58th on 24/7, a 4-star, has a couple of offers, including one from Jacksonville. He's really going to be the leader of this TME team, but they are stacked. Jamar Bernard brings some size in the paint. Henry Robinson Jr., a baller, and Jameer Wallace, who will be doing the tip for TME. He is a great player as well. Over on Team Ish, they got a little bit of size. Kumbe McCoy, 6'9", 16-year-old. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this one.
He will be, and this Team Ish team is a lot of fun. They can play a lot of different ways on the court. Right now they're looking to go a little bit smaller of a lineup. They could put some taller guys in, but tipping off for them would be Colton Krager. He's 6'4", Team Ish in the black uniforms, and then that's Jomar Bernard in those white uniforms with a little bit of a, are we going to call that a bluish green or a greenish blue trim?
Honestly, I'm colorblind, so you could tell me whatever.
So what do you see in that?
A lot of blue.
All right, we're going to call it blue then to the colorblind kid. And it's Aaron Britt Jr. and TME teeing things off for that first offensive possession. Tyler, we really haven't seen this team play much except for week 1 in Duncanville back in March. And already Jomar Bernard going to work. Britt and Bernard, that's a fun little matchup. Those two understand each other so well, and they work together incredibly well.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing this team and how they've improved since week 1. The smile on my face, Bridger, when I saw we were going to be calling this game, it couldn't have been bigger.
It's a pretty exciting day, especially with Team Ish. They just had the turnover, but this should be one of the best 16U matchups, if not the best 16U matchup of the day. Now Jomar Bernard teeing up, squaring up Gabriel Grimsky. He's going to bury the triple. Grimsley, a great-looking shot, and that's a good find from Bernard. He has fantastic court vision. Now Team Ish with it, finding themselves down by 5. A good lay, but it just rims out for Chance Bost. Britt gonna take the ball up the court smoothly, try to lay it in. It'll roll out, and then Emmanuel Martin. The tip in won't fall. Team Ish back the other way, an opportunity here from the left wing, the triple in and out. Ricky Littlejohn. Grimsley at half court commanding his team. Driving in on the right side, little bit of contact, no worries for him. He just bounces off of Parker Watkins. Team Ish looking now to return that favor. It's Littlejohn, guarded by Grimsley. Passing it back out, and we'll see Team Ish, they can be a very patient team when they need to. Littlejohn, that's him from the corner. And now Aaron Britt the other way, takes it in himself and spins it in with the left. So already TME showing the offensive firepower as they've gotten off to a quick start offensively.
And they're doing that quick start, really not having to rely on Aaron Britt. That's just how this team's been able to develop since week 1. Britt just scored his first points there. Ish needs to respond.
Jomar Bernard, he gets blocked, gets the basketball back, fighting around, then he's fouled. Jomar Bernard, nothing to scoff at either. He's a 4-star recruit, and according to ESPN, he is the 58th best player in the nation with an overall scout grade of 84. And he is a walking highlight reel, and the biggest thing you have to worry about with him is, are you going to get dunked on? He is constantly looking for a body.
The talent on these rosters is deep. These are two serious contenders for the Pro 16 title in the 16U division.
Team Ish a chance with it here. They still can't get it to fall. It's good defense from TME. Britt the basketball into the corner. The triple from Beaufort. Rebounded by Travian Williams. Williams will keep it, loses the basketball. Up ahead to Aaron Britt Jr. And he can't lay it in. It rims out, but the follow is good from Beaufort. So it was a good hustle play from Ian. And Team Ish, a little bit of theatrics, and if you heard that, I'm sorry. Coach trying to motivate them in a motivational way. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer, and we'll be back after the timeout. Quick timeout with a simple message, and to keep it PG, Team Ish needs to wake up and play better, were the motivational words their coach had to say to them coming out of the break. And it's tough to come out from a team like TME that has so much star power and so much talent. You truly don't understand how many guys you have to guard and how attentive you have to be defensively. Watkins kicking it to the corner. Krager gets the triple, and that is what you've got to do a little bit more of for Team Ish. You've got to be quick, you've got to react well, and when you have an open look, you've got to hit it.
Like you're saying, Bridger, that's how you wake up in this game. And you're talking about how guarding TME is a difficult challenge, and that's what's great about the PRO16 circuit and the players that get to play on it. They're learning how to play against teams at the college level. You can't really afford to leave anyone unguarded.
Rebound by Martin. Ball going to be pushed up the court. Jomar Bernard's got it. Driving in with the left, and he lays it in through contact. Travian Williams gets caught with the basketball, finds Watkins. Watkins so smooth with the ball, now he picks it up at half court. In a little bit of trouble, he finds Littlejohn. Littlejohn guarded by Britt. That will be a fun matchup if it continues. Littlejohn finding Krager. He's hit one, and the second one rims out. Rebound by Martin. Bernard can't get there, and it's a turnover. Team Ish nearly had the basketball. Now it's a foot race. Carlton Rivers with it, and he's going to be fouled. Gabriel Grimsley will be fouled, and he's heading to the line. Ricky Littlejohn picked up the foul.
Team Ish not doing a bad job of creating looks there. I like the corner three, just didn't fall for him. That's really been the story of this first half. They're just not finishing off plays. They're doing everything right up until it's time to make the bucket.
14-3. It's an 11-point lead for TME. But I tell you what, Tyler, we've seen bigger leads than that fall very quickly here in the PRO16. When I was in Los Angeles, you weren't there for this one, but I watched Team Scoot have to come back from down nearly 20 points against Kentucky Basketball Club, and they ended up getting the win.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's so exciting about the Puma League, and especially PRO16, is you got all these stars on the floor. They're going to make plays, especially, big-time players make big-time plays. And so Team Ish struggling right now to kind of wake up, getting going in this game, but once they get going, they're going to be able to give TME a run for their money. But right now, TME just has to keep playing their game, keep building this lead up, make it a little bit easier down the stretch.
And the conversation that was just had, the refs asked the coaches, would you like to run with a shot clock? And for Parker Watkins, it doesn't matter. He's going to sink the triple. Both coaches agreed, and for 16U, that's a lot of times how it's ran. Both coaches have to mutually agree to use it in order for it to be used, but we've seen a lot of coaches, they enjoy using it. It gets kids used to the high school level. 2 attempts for TME, neither will fall. Martin had the offensive board and a chance. Now Team Ish offensively. Watkins looking around, he finds a wide open Travian Williams, and Williams knocks it down. Team Ish showing signs of life offensively.
They are living and dying from the three-point line. All 9 of their points coming from beyond the line.
Grimsley, the basketball, gets stopped, gives it to Britt. Britt, the quick pull three-pointer. That's a tough shot for him. Not only is he way outside of the three-point line, there was no pump with that ball. He took it straight up from catching it at his face, which is what you want to do at the next level, but that's a really tough thing to pull off. And for Travian Williams and Team Ish, the three-point line is their best friend, and they've pulled themselves back within 3, 15-12, and from downtown, Team Ish is rolling. It was a timeout taken by TME. They find themselves only up by 3 as Team Ish has begun lighting it up from beyond the arc.
There's some concerns to start the game for Team Ish, but 4 3-pointers has them right back into this game, and now we have an exciting matchup on our hands.
Inside with the basketball, Grimsley handing it off to Jomar Bernard. Bernard loses it. It goes out of bounds. It's going to end up being saved, and Aaron Britt Jr. is able to get his hands on it. Beaufort with the great play now. Grimsley, three-pointer, he can't connect, and the rebound pulled down by Team Ish. Quickly back down the other way, and Parker Watkins hits another. Wow, this team has tied it up from 5 three-pointers. That's all their points. Grimsley loses the basketball. Now it's a fast break. Will we see a 2? And we will. I feel like that's a historic moment seeing how this game has gone so far. 17-15, a 2-point advantage for Team Ish. And Jomar Bernard, 16 years old, but he jumps like a grown man. Gets the jam to tie it up.
That's exactly how you recapture momentum. Team Ish was on a run, but Jomar Bernard looks to try and put an end to it.
Team Ish working on the offensive. Williams with the basketball. He's going to go in, a good feed inside, and they lay it in for 2. Tough finish from Team Ish, and that's a great looking set.
And this is more like the game we expected at the start.
Jomar Bernard can't connect, but the putback from Grimsley, nobody there to box him out. That ball tipped. Bernard able to tip it away. He lost it, didn't know where it went. And then he's going to get the block. But the finish for Team Ish, they are undeniable. Grimsley, he tries to return another offensive board. That time Emmanuel Martin, and the 3 from Bernard won't fall. And Team Ish will take over a ton of offensive rebounds for TME early. Now for Travian Williams at the top of the key, deflecting traffic, driving in before he decided to pack his bags and travel was Parker Watkins.
And you talked about how TME is dominating the offensive boards. That's something that Team Ish is going to have to get control of here. They've got to get guys in the paint and boxing out. TME too good of a team to be giving more than one opportunity to.
Seven minutes remaining in half number 1. It's Aaron Britt Jr. being guarded by Krager. Swinging it to that left wing. The 3 ball is good. A great find to Marcus Nestor from Britt. Travian Williams now controlling the pace. Takes it inside. A good find again, and the posts are eating for Team Ish. Looked like it could have been a foul on Nestor. We play on. I like the no call. Britt nearly gets the takeaway. Now it's Travian Williams with it. Williams at the three-point line, swinging it into the corner. and it's boarded by Nestor. Nestor loses the basketball. Now it's a foot race for Littlejohn. Littlejohn gets it past Britt.
Got to limit the mistakes here in this game, and an unforced turnover for TME results in 2 points and extends the lead to 3 for Team Ish.
Aaron Britt Jr., you can see the frustration brewing for him. And now it's Jomar Bernard looking for the jumper. He can't find it. A chance now for Team Ish to extend their lead. Kreger looking for the up and under. He's blocked. Amari Walton at 6'10", commanding space down low. Nestor, his three, off the back iron. Boarded by Walton again. Walton in a fight with Kreger. He rips it back out. Now it's James Carlton Rivers tipped away. Britt's got it. Britt driving in a good find, and Walton can't throw it down. It's a good foul from Team Ish. And we'll see if the big man can score from the stripe.
And a great find there from Aaron Britt, going inside to his guy in the paint. Doesn't result in points, but he gets his guy to the line, and that's what he's so good at. Not just making shots, creating shots, but finding his guys, passing them open, finding where they need to be on the floor. Aaron Britt, just a great facilitator. He runs the one really well.
Walton misses his first, and it's a good play by Team Ish. Force the big man to have to make some free throws, and he gets the second. 7:06 p.m. local time, but the bank is open for Walton. Ricky Littlejohn handling the pressure well. He finds Kreger. The skip pass into the missed triple. Rebound by Walton. Kreger's knocked that down before. He's got to keep shooting the rock. Aaron Britt Jr. Skip pass to Carlton Rivers. Dancing along with the basketball. He'll drive the baseline, skip it out to Britt. Britt, deep covered three-pointer, and it's no contest for him. The big smile after the triple.
And that's what happens when you're a confident shooter. You're able to make big plays like that. Aaron Britt showing off how big of a star he is.
In the corner, that shot rims out. Team Ish started so hot from the three-point line. They've started to cool off. Aaron Britt Jr., the quick move inside, and he's fouled in heading to the line.
That's another thing we've seen from Aaron Britt this season. He's able to attack the paint, attack defenders, and get himself trips to the line.
Jeremy Duhan picked up the foul. 1 point game, 26-25 here late in the first half. AB missed his first. Britt able to split the pair and make it a 2 point game, 27-25. Watkins with the basketball, handing it to Travian Williams. Williams carving out space and laying it in kindly. It's an aggressive move into a very soft touch. Now Ian Beaufort driving in and spinning. He'll get blocked. He hits the deck, no foul, and Team Ish will take over. Great defense from the guys in black. Team Ish a chance with it now offensively. They've gotten a stop. Now they're just looking to tie things up or take the lead. The jumper, and that does it. A 1 point advantage for Ish.
And the first three from Team Ish since around 10 minutes in this first half. They were cold to start the game, ran cold on their threes after they got the shot in the paint working.
Aaron Britt Jr., the step back three-pointer, and if that goes in, you know you're going to have a good day shooting the basketball. Nestor guarding Littlejohn, but he'll take it coast to coast through contact. Nobody cut him off. Littlejohn, and now guarding Britt from 94 feet. This is the effort you want to see. Showing the trap, they find Ian Beaufort, and Beaufort drives in and lays it in with the right. Littlejohn with the rock, and we're seeing a lot of this tenacious defense all the way from the baseline to baseline. Littlejohn almost takes it in himself again. It's the up-ahead pass now to Nestor. Nestor inside, 1-2, can't finish, boarded by Williams. Williams gonna keep the pace high. It's picked off again. Now to Beaufort. Inside and blocked. Holy cow, what a block. Getting way up there was Travian Williams. Excuse me, it's gonna be a foul. That was Parker Watkins. Watkins, clean block, but he got him with the body.
Absolutely, you got it right there, Bridger. Just went up with it clean, hit the ball clean, but used too much of the body there to interrupt that shot. Had he not done that, it'd be a clean block going the other way for Team Ish.
Nestor misses his first. The free throw line has not been kind today, and there's really been nothing free about it for Treman Elite.
Yeah, all day on this court, we've seen elite scorers do exactly that, score the basketball. There's been no struggle on this floor, but the free throws, on the other hand, they have caused just about every team that's played today some issues. And so that's one thing we got to see these teams lock in on a little bit.
Nestor finishes off the second. Team Ish trailing by 1. It's been the defense for them that has held them steadfast in this close, in this tight into this game. Williams, his triple won't go. Boarded by Grimsley. He'll run the point in transition. Grimsley driving with the left, puts it up with the right, too strong. Rebound Watkins. Watkins gonna take it, skip it over to Duhan. Into the corner, Lids Littlejohn. Littlejohn finding inside, he has Travian Williams. Three ball gonna go up from the top of the key, too strong, rebounded by Nestor. Nestor up ahead pass, he'll find James Carlton Rivers. Now Beaufort to Grimsley. Grimsley waiting for the play call. There is a shot clock, so time continues to tick away for TME in this possession. Grimsley calling for the screen. He just elects to keep it himself. Carlton Rivers thought about the shot, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. That is fantastic defense from Team Ish. Everybody on the perimeter was locked down for TME.
And a great job from the Team Ish head coach, Ron Colombost, getting his guys to step up on the perimeter, contest heavily, and that's what made TME's offense possession there so difficult.
Ish driving inside in the tough lay. That'll do for Parker Watkins. Foul going to be called on Amari Walton. Was trying to defend Jeremy Duhan. Walton comes in off the bench, standing at 6'10". Goes to First Coast High School in Florida. You know what I wonder sometimes, Tyler? When these guys go to take their driver's test, right, at 16, and they're 6'10", could you imagine being a driving instructor with these guys that are 6'10"?
You know, Bridger, truthfully, I don't want to imagine being a driving instructor with any 16-year-old. I know how I was when I was first getting behind the wheel.
I can agree with that. Littlejohn backing all the way up to half court. He's getting close to that end line. Nestor guarding him, and a lot of shot clock just expiring. Now it's Littlejohn. He'll pull up for three. Goes off the back iron, boarded by Duhan. Team Ish, another chance out at Williams. Finding Littlejohn. Littlejohn to the left wing. Carlton Rivers closing in defensively. And that shot clock resets every time the ball hits the rim, so a full possession for them after the offensive board. And 1 second left, it was blocked by James Carlton Rivers. And no shot, and that will be halftime. It's been close and competitive, and Team Ish holds a slim 1-point lead heading to the break. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me, Tyler Brewer, and you are watching Pro 16 basketball on the Next Pro YouTube channel. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer, here in the evening in beautiful Richmond, Virginia. And Tyler, you know, this has been a good one so far, and I gotta say, it's been fun all tied up at 33.
Absolutely, Bridger. And with such a great game, it just makes me think we've had an amazing day of basketball and yesterday. What's been your favorite moment so far? We've got to see some pretty incredible moments.
Ooh, I really think that would have been a pretty cool one if Duhan would have went between the legs twice and drilled it. But Team Scoot played the young game changers today, and Alex Constanza had a phenomenal performance. From every level, dunks, three-pointers, blocks. I mean, he was getting triple-teamed and still scoring. That's a good one for me. Quincy Wadley's first 7 minutes of action against TME was 7 minutes of highlights. That one was a lot of fun. And there have been quite a few of my favorite moments, but those two are probably it. And then maybe TJ Crumble of West Virginia Gold was trying for a dunk all day long against 1-of-1, and we talked the entire game about how high Josiah Sanders could jump. TJ Crumble, off a vertical leap, dunks on him. And I tell you what, Tyler, I thought I was going to fall out of my chair. That was one of the coolest dunks I've ever seen in person. So I'd say those three are probably my top three.
I'm going to have to agree with you. That TJ Crumble dunk.
That was so cool.
It was incredible. We had that gif of Joe Rogan at the UFC fight. That's what it was there. I thought you were going to pull me down with you.
I don't know what I was doing, but there was so much energy running through my body after a dunk like that. I can't imagine being the guy to throw that down, because I know you and I have talked about that. If we were athletic enough to do that, we would be thrown out of basketball games just because of the amount of energy that we would have after it. And Jomar Bernard, a kind of a constant motor for this team. There's a ton of energy for him. He gets a much-needed bucket to start the second half. Both teams still trying to figure each other out. They were tied at half 33-33, and it's Jeremy Duhan with the basketball. I'd like to see Team Ish shoot the three ball even half as well as they were to start the first half. They started off, their first 15 points were all three-pointers, and they ended up tying the game just off of that. They've cooled down a little bit from the three-point line, and they've been able to make a lot of plays inside. Aaron Britt Jr. misses the jumper. Emmanuel Martin pulls down the board. Inside again, Beaufort going to get tied up with Team Ish, and it's going to stay right here with Trey Manali.
I love your take about Team Ish shooting the three ball, but I am someone who believes you shouldn't live or die by the three ball. I think you take it if it's there, but I love what Team Ish is doing coming out of the half, swinging the ball around, trying to find the open man. And I think that's going to work out for him great as this game goes on.
Emmanuel Martin, a good-looking jumper. And that's a good out-of-bounds play to move Martin over to kind of ISO him. They trust him to take that shot, and he knocks it down confidently. Now it's Little John and Britt teaming up against each other. And we've seen that matchup quite a few times in the first half, and it's one we highlighted. It is going to be so much fun in the second half as well. Britt switches on to Kreger. Driving inside Bost, finding a wide open Duhan. And again, Emmanuel Martin there for the rebound. Aaron Britt Jr., he gets tripped up. And Kreger unintentional, but that could not have felt good.
Absolutely not. The hardwood is unforgiving there. And I can't help but think Aaron Britt was about to go get a pretty easy bucket in the paint there. He's so good at slashing in and creating space inside the paint. It's incredible what this kid's capable of.
Martin lobbing it inside. He lost it. It was a miscommunication. It's going to go out of bounds. He was trying to find Beaufort, who was battling it out with Watkins.
We've seen it quite a few times in this game. The post battling for position in the paint, giving us a little bit of everything, some physicality, trying to fight for position. Going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
The old school basketball players would be so happy with parts of this game and then so upset with other parts. If you would have told the guy who loves watching 90s basketball that a team started off with their first 15 points all threes, would not be actually it'd be kind of interesting to watch how he'd react, but I think we all kind of know how he would react.
Yeah, but you know what, Bridger? We're done with the 90s.
We're in the era now of a lot of three-point shots, and kids are shooting them at a very, very good rate, as that one's going to fall. Dang it, for Parker Watkins. I was really hoping it would. That would have sounded cool.
That would have been perfect timing, Bridger.
Would have. Gabriel Grimsley now the basketball, the spin cycle for the and one. Ricky Littlejohn saying he had his hands up. He got caught in the act, and he's going to have to stand at the free throw line to help rebound.
Gabriel Grimsley's done such a great job this game of just being a role player. He's not necessarily the #1 scoring option for this TME 16U team, but he is a great option for them to go to when they need, and he spins in the paints there, creates some contact, and gets himself a chance at the free throw line.
They absolutely do, and a little bit of discussion about the clock, or excuse me, the score. We got it all sorted out. So now Williams inside feeding it, and again it's the big man getting it done for Team Ish. Aaron Britt Jr. with the basketball, driving in and laying it in. He's such a good slasher. He gets downhill so quickly, and he's so creative in how he can make a move. From the mid-range, that's a good-looking shot for Travian Williams. It just didn't fall. Jomar Bernard handling the rock, the pull-up tray. Fought over, and Emmanuel Martin will get the putback. He has been a beast in the post offensively.
Absolutely. Emmanuel Martin knows how to use his size to his advantage, and he's been doing a great job getting dirty in the paint there and creating space. And I want to go back to that Aaron Britt Jr. layup. It is not easy when your body and your momentum is going one way, shooting against that. But he puts it up off the glass, soft touch, and it goes. And that's what Aaron Britt's able to do and able to bring to his game. Able to, like you said, Bridger, create space and create a good shot out of just about anything. Reminds me a little bit, too, of Caden House. Just able to dribble in there and find a way to get a shot off.
Caden House, heard somebody describe him very well to me. He's not a shooter, but he's not really anything. He's just a pure scorer. That's what he is. He's going to score no matter what, and he's going to score a lot of points. And for Treyman Elite, that's a good move. Beaufort nearly had a huddle highlight. Inside into the paint again we go for Team Ish, kicking it back out. They'll set things back up. Littlejohn kicking it into the corner. The three thought about, instead they'll pull up from mid-range, pulled down by Martin. Martin handing it off to AB, and it's Beaufort. From the right wing. Finding the screen, he'll drive in, look to take it in himself, and it's pulled down by Watkins. Watkins just beating everybody down the court, and it's an and one for Parker Watkins. Jomar Bernard was trying to give him the take foul, and Watkins just muscles straight through the arm of Bernard.
A tough physical play there, and he made himself undeniable. What a play from Parker Watkins, the 6'4" guard out of North Carolina.
And you can see how strong Parker Watkins is. Anytime he is on the court, he's commanding contact, and he's handling it incredibly well. Bernard having to snag the ball from up high. Martin, his triple, rebounded by Littlejohn. Littlejohn off to the races up the right side of the court. A little bit of a push off, finding his man wide open. It's Williams for three. Boarded by Beaufort. He'll like to take it in himself. He kicks it out to Grimsley, and Grimsley can't finish. And a body called, a late call on the shot. And we'll see. And yes, he will head to the line. I was wondering if they were going to call a different body. Gabriel Grimsley will head to the stripe.
And I want to highlight Parker Watkins for a second here, especially on that last possession. Watkins found himself down on the block. He boxed out his defender, pulled down the rebound, and then wasted no time. Saw his teammates in front of him, pushed it forward in transition, attacked the paint, and then found an open teammate and created a great look out of it. Parker Watkins did everything right on that last possession. It's the little things there. Didn't result in points, wasn't too flashy, but he just did everything right.
And it's fun for Watkins, too, because you can tell he catches the basketball and he's thinking three things. Can I dribble? Can I pass? Can I score? That is what he's thinking every single time, which is what you should do, but his reaction time is very, very quick, especially from 94 feet away. Automatically, he's going to catch that ball, and he's not going to look to put the ball on the hardwood first. He's going to look to pass it out because a pass normally is a lot faster than just trying to dribble out. Grimsley hits the second from the stripe. That's Travian Williams with the rock. The 0 and the 9, when they are jogging down the court, are nearly interchangeable.
Great heads up there from Ian Beaufort. Realized that momentum was taking him out of bounds, able to throw the ball off at the defender and get his team a possession.
Grimsley foul driving to the hole. It'll be on the floor, no one-on-one. Colton Kreger into the game again. He's really cooled off from that first half. He had a fun start, but then just kind of struggled to launch offensively since then. Aaron Britt Jr. kicking it out to the three-point line. It'll go up, no dice. Jomar Bernard got to eat some more Wheaties to get that ball there.
Yeah, just an unfortunate miss there on what was a great play. Great pass from Aaron Britt, too. Jumping out of bounds and throwing it like a football back up to his teammate.
A 6-point lead, and that could be cut down now. Watkins is fouled, and Beaufort definitely picked up the foul, and his hand was nearly straight up, but it was when he stuck it down into the face of Parker Watkins when it's going to be called. And you can see his coach coaching him up. You guys can't see it right now, but he's talking to him about it, telling him, you've got to keep that hand up. You can't bring it down at all, or else it's going to be called. So Watkins able to finish off both free throws. Now Aaron Britt Jr. dribbling into that trap. He calmly gets it to Bernard. Bernard giving way to the drive, and he just lobs it off the glass with his left.
He's made so much improvement since we saw him week 1 in Duncanville, and he's really stepped into the role that he was meant to be on this team. Jamar Bernard's just been so impressive this season.
He has, and he's continued to develop. And defensively, he just got caught. That's a beautiful pump fake, and Bernard had no idea. Team Ish a chance now. Travian Williams going to take it against Britt. A good find, tipped away, and it'll go out of bounds. Team Ish will have another chance.
Team Ish doing a great job of hanging around in this one right now, but they need to find that spark that they had in the first half where they came back down 12 points. They might not be able to hit the three as consistently, and it'd be hard to, making 5 of your first threes to start the game, but they got to find something.
Parker Watkins, they're going to call a foul, and it'll be falling on Emmanuel Martin. We're trying to see who they were holding up to call the foul on. Martin was the guilty party. Now Kreger to inbound for Team Ish. Aaron Britt Jr. getting the steal, gets it to Bernard. Bernard up ahead pass. They find Emmanuel Martin. Martin out of Britt. Britt guarded by Kreger. Finds the screen from Jomar Bernard inside. Looking for Beaufort. Now to Martin, and Martin bullying his way through. At 16-year-old, he is a well-built dude. Watkins, the ball is tipped, and a foul.
You talk about Emmanuel Martin getting into the paint. He is so impressive, and as he continues to develop, continues to get in the weight room in high school, he's going to become such a big guy, and he's going to be impossible to stop from getting into the paint right there. An impressive play from Emmanuel Martin.
James Carlton Rivers checking into the basketball game, and so is Amari Walton. So a lot of substitutions coming in for Trey Man Elite.
Bridger, I got to ask you real quick. Team Ish has struggled to try and find their shot here in the second half. Definitely not what it was in the first. What advice would you give your team?
Keep shooting the rock. You hit your first few threes for a reason. Keep shooting the basketball and work inside out. Right now, if you do that, you're going to force the defenders to have to play a little bit more in, so you're going to get easier looks at three. Right now, their looks at three are tough. That's a good-looking shot, and again, they started working inside out, so TME knows they have to stay inside just a little bit more, and that shot's going to fall. They've just got to keep shooting it. And a good lay inside, a tough bucket. Commanding presence is James Carlton Rivers. And then a foul called on Marcus Nestor. So Nestor, the aggressive defense on Ricky Littlejohn. Watkins passing it into Littlejohn. And a moving screen on Team Ish. These refs on this court have been really good about the moving screen as well, and that's a simple call. He's moving his right foot the whole time to try to seal the defender, which you can do, but you have to stay still through the entire screen, and then you can pivot to seal.
Absolutely, and you got it spot on. These refs have been all over that today. They're letting the guys be physical, but you got to do it within the rules.
Nestor with the basketball now to Grimsley. Grimsley crosses over, lofting it up. No call. Carlton Rivers pulls down the board. James driving inside, high off the glass with the right. It's not enough. Ricky Littlejohn trying to go coast to coast, and he can't quite do it. Pulled down by Bernard. Now Bernard on the fast break. He doesn't have numbers, but he's got confidence. He'll kick it out. Three ball. Nestor, you bet.
What a sequence there for TME. Getting the stop on defense, pushing it in transition, and hitting the open shot. That's what's separating them right now from Team Ish, just the ability to finish off these plays.
Watkins being guarded tenaciously by James Carlton Rivers. Now Krager trying to drive in, but he's guarded by Grimsley. Deep three-pointer by Duhan, not strong enough. Rebound, Walton. But a foul called, and it'll be on Amari Walton. He was pushing him down, did you say, Tyler?
Yeah, it looked like Walton just used one of his arms to kind of give himself the advantage. I don't hate it, but the refs were all over it right there.
Littlejohn the basketball, looking into the corner. He won't take the ball handoff. Instead, they'll slip it and look to score. Inside working, they lose the basketball. Now Jomar Bernard with it. Aaron Britt Jr. telling him, just go by him and go to the rim. Quick step back into the shuffle. The three, too strong, and Amari Walton will be called for another foul. Parker Watkins did a good job boxing out. Walton just tried to hurdle him.
Frustration starting to boil over for Team Ish as they look to try and get back into this game. They know they're able to be more competitive than what the scoreboard shows. They got to finish off these plays.
Late foul called. Travion Williams nearly had an and one opportunity. Instead, he's got to earn his 2 points at the line. 11-point lead, 54-43. TME has done a good job staying consistent throughout this game. They've motored along. They've been able to build up this lead. Now they've just got to keep it. Travion Williams hits his first from the line. They're going to need him to continue to keep driving. He's got to stay strong and keep getting downhill. Grimsley facing that double team on the press. He'll calmly get it to Bernard at half court. Bernard loses the basketball, and a late foul called on Ricky Littlejohn. And Littlejohn, a minor reach. But the refs this game have really made the point of do not reach. You've got to get down. You've got to play defense.
Absolutely, and I love what the defenders in this game are trying to do. They're trying to have quick hands. You got to move your feet with it, and you can't get caught dipping your hand in the cookie jar.
On the corner, they find James Carlton Rivers. Rivers with the basketball, some smooth dribbling. They hand it off to Nestor. And you can see this tenacious defense from Team Ish as they continue to push Team E further and further up towards half court. Grimsley the basketball. He finds a way downhill and he lays it in for two. A tough lay and a lot of patience for Grimsley to lay that in. Travian Williams loses it. Walton the up ahead pass to Carlton Rivers. He'll look to take it in himself. He can't pull it off. It's bobbled around. Team Ish pulls down the board. Team Ish now with numbers. Watkins against Bernard, finding a cutting Travian Williams, and Williams up under, not strong enough. Walton with the board. Grimsley with it on the right side of the court, guarded by Littlejohn. Littlejohn not giving up. This tenacious defense will pay off. Littlejohn, a wide open lane to the basket. (56-46), a 10-point lead. Team Ish is not ready to give up yet. Nestor finding Jomar Bernard. Bernard, a quick pump fake, hangs in the air long enough to avoid that big blocking arm. Jeremy Duhan looking for the three. It ended up being a charge on Ricky Littlejohn. He was trying to set a screen and he was nowhere near set. Actually, excuse me, it won't be on Littlejohn. So they're going to say it was on Duhan on the push-off. Interesting. I thought Littlejohn, when he was trying to make that screen move, they called the moving screen on him, but instead they called the push-off on Jeremy Duhan. Grimsley the basketball now to Britt, and they have crossed half court. Emmanuel Martin inside, can't finish it off. That's Beaufort. Parker Watkins, excuse me, the board. He hands it off to Littlejohn. Littlejohn with it on the left wing. Krager, they need a three ball. That's not going to happen. Grimsley pushing the pace, keeping his dribble alive. He'll find Britt. And Aaron Britt Jr. again finding his way to the basket. I don't know how he continues to do it. And it's a timeout taken. TME thought there should have been a foul. No foul needed, just skill from Aaron Britt Jr. And we'll take a break right here live in Richmond, Virginia. Team Ish the basketball calling the timeout. Definitely needed some time to think. Down now by 12 at 60-48. Less than 4 minutes remaining. They are running out of time to make this comeback. Inside dancing around, and that shot somehow rims out. It was halfway down and out the offensive board. And again, halfway down and out for Parker Watkins. And now Watkins a chance with it at the line.
Parker Watkins has played an incredible game today for Team Ish. I love especially his defense. He has really active hands, always trying to find a way to poke the ball free, keeping his feet moving, not trying to foul. He's been doing everything right today. Just has to finish at the free throw line there as he misses his first. But Parker Watkins has played an excellent game.
He has, and he's been fun. I like how he commands space. He gets the basketball, and he doesn't care who's around him. He's going to command space to make a play. He's a tenacious defender as well. And Aaron Britt Jr. just smooth as butter. Elevating, holding the ball, and then he casually rolls it in for two.
Yeah, there's no defending Aaron Britt when he gets to the rim like that.
Jeremy Duhan, they need a three. They can't find it. Amari Walton pulls down the board. Now Grimsley with it. He'll look to take it in himself. Takes contact, and he's blocked. Commanding post defense from Team Ish. Chance Bost checking into the game for Ish. The 6'4" guard from South Carolina. Martin with the basketball, going to work, no call when his defender hit the deck, and now Walton's got it. Walton fighting for the basketball, still no call. It'll be called dead and a foul. So a foul called on Walton. Maybe could have seen the jump ball, but I wonder if there was more arm than ball.
Either way, TME with a great chance here to try and extend their lead. Britt inbounds the ball.
Both of these teams undefeated thus far this weekend. They find themselves in the same pool. And to explain the pools, Tyler, this is not the finals. It is the pool play finals to determine seeding for the finals in Bryan, Texas. So explain how that works.
Yeah, so in Bryan, Texas, these Pro 16 teams are all going to be taking each other on, seeing who the best of the best is. And these seedings are going to matter. It could be the difference between getting into the semifinals on a fairly easy schedule. I mean, there's no easy game in the Pro 16, but
an easier schedule.
Easier,
yes.
Versus maybe having to fight for your life in the quarterfinals or something like that. Either way, seeding could matter between who makes it to the championship game and who goes home early.
Parker Watkins looking for the triple, man. That was a smooth move. Inside, they find a wide open Amari Walton, and Walton's foul. His last trip to the line, he missed his first one and banked in his second. So not the prettiest free throw shooting, but if it goes in, it goes in.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing for the big men in the Pro 16 is learning to make your free throws. You're going to get hacked. You're going to get trips to the line. You got to be able to score at the charity stripe. They're free throws. They are free. Got to execute at the line, especially as we get late in these games. They're only going to matter more.
I love it. Amari Walton again banking in the free throw. We need to make the bank shot more common. When you're fading away from the elbow or something, kids should go for the bank shot.
Well, absolutely.
I think it's fun.
The backboard's there for a reason. That's what my grandpa would always tell me. I was like, come on now. We're done with the 90s, Grandpa. No, but seriously, more players, I agree with you, Bridger, more players need to utilize the backboard.
How old are you, Tyler?
20.
Okay, just making sure. Because we sound like we're much older than 19 and 20 right now with how we're talking about a backboard. Team Ish with the basketball, down now by 15 points, 63 to 48, and right around 2 minutes remaining in regulation. If they want to make a comeback, they've got to do it right now. And this could be a good start, and it is. Pulling themselves back within 13 points. They're going to have to find some turnovers and defensive stops. Emmanuel Martin loses the basketball out of bounds, but it's last touched by Travian Williams. And a timeout called by TME, trying to give their guys some rest and find out their game plan for the last little bit of action here live from Richmond, Virginia. Timeout taken by TME. They lead by 13 points with 1:45 remaining in regulation. And I think that's a timeout. One, hey, give your guys as much rest as possible to close out this game. And two, decide the game plan for the rest of this game. Because there really isn't a ton of stalling that you can do with that shot clock. But it's interesting to see what will the plan be. Right now it is Gabriel Grimsley just dribbling the basketball around and avoiding people. That's kind of what they're doing, Jamar Bernard and Gabriel Grimsley, and they're just killing clock. Jamar Bernard, late in the shot clock, it hits the rim and it resets, and Aaron Britt Jr. gets the rebound. So a full 30 seconds have ticked off, and they could potentially do it again. And a foul now to stop the clock for Team Ish.
And this is exactly what why TME called the timeout. They wanted to game plan. They knew Team Ish was going to come out. They were going to be aggressive. So coach wanted to prepare his guys for the situation, let them know what they got to do. And now Aaron Britt's at the line shooting 1-1.
And the coach is having a conversation right now about the shot clock buzzing. It did hit the rim, which if it hits the rim and then once that ball hits the rim, it will reset when possession is gained. Aaron Britt Jr. missed his free throw. Emmanuel Martin able to dive on it, pull it down, and again the rebound pulled down by TME. It is a masterclass of clock killing, and wow, there was nothing soft about that. Ian Beaufort going for the highlight instead of killing clock, and I like it. Don't stop playing until the end. Always be looking for that highlight. Martin pulls down the board. Beaufort's got it again, and a foul called. It was nearly a strip for Travian Williams. Now 1-1 opportunity for TME. They lead by 13, 63-50 with less than a minute to play. And they should wrap this up here and end up getting the win. They find themselves up 2-0 in pool play.
Absolutely, and Bridger, you called it out earlier in the game, how TME has been able to get the offensive rebounds, and right now, late in this game, trying to milk clock, it is holding up. Team Ish unable to box out, to get in the paint and get those boards, and it's costing them late in this one. Great job from Belfort there to make the free throw. I just love the preparation that TME had coming out of their timeout, though. They knew exactly what they wanted to do to milk the clock, and like you said, too, with that Belfort dunk attempt, play to win the game. That's what great coaches are going to tell you. Do not play to lose, play to win. And Bridger, as a Nebraska football fan, I think you know all too well about playing not to lose.
I more reject my Nebraska football love with my Arizona basketball love. That makes me feel a lot better most of the time. And Aaron Britt Jr. with the basketball, he'll just dribble it out and kind of play a complicated game of keep away. Now Gabriel Grimsley going to be fouled. 64-52, 27 seconds left. Up by 12. It's technically still possible.
It is, and you can't lose hope, especially when you've hit the three as good as Team Ish did in the first half. But with it going cold and these free throws here, it could be over.
And it really could be. The ball bobbled around as we get into these last few minutes, and Team Ish really did start out very, very well from the three-point line, but you got to give them this. They started out incredible, and are we going to see showtime? We will from Aaron Britt Jr. He almost hurts himself. Big smile on his face. That looked like it hurt his knees. But either way, Team Ish did a good job of figuring out what else is going to work. The threes initially were not falling. Excuse me, they were falling really well, and then they stopped falling. So then they went inside. They began to punish, and they played very, very well. But TME, too much to handle, and they pull down the double-digit victory to remain undefeated in pool play. Team Ish falls to 1-1, and we'll have one more game streamed. This will be our last broadcast game of the night. So for Tyler Brewer and for myself, Bridger Cruz, we say thank you for spending your Friday evening with us here in Richmond, Virginia for the Pro 16 Live period.